Hi, this is Elmer Young again, and today we're going to go into part 2 of this series that I've done on how to get arrested early so that you can avoid a conviction later. And remember, in the last part we talked about the admissions that you might make about how much you might have been drinking and how you might deal with the field sobriety test or requests that the officers make when he's asked you to step to the rear of the vehicle. Before we go into the implied consent, warning, and those matters, I would like to go over one other area that is very, very common, and that's what happens if and when an officer brings out one of these little devices and he asks you if you will blow into it. Now, just so he can see if you're okay to drive or not, remember, there are several different kinds of these devices, but they're all generally referred to under the classification of Alcosensors. They are approved devices by the state for their use, but they're typically not at the results which the officer will see on this printout, this screen right here that lights up. Now, he's not going to let you see that, but he's going to remember it, and he's going to be impressed by those numbers, generally speaking. That's not going to tend to help you. The first thing, if it gets presented to you like this, you might want to think about your health first. You see this little device right here on the top? This is a little, refer to it as a straw or something like this. Where did this straw come from? How long has it been applied to the top, and how many other people might have blown on this thing? And is it clear and unobstructed so it works properly? Understand that when these things are with the officer, they're supposed to come into a string of these things, and you would hope that he would allow you to see that he's tearing a fresh one, sanitized one off for you to use as he places it on there. But I want to give you some reasons why you should not agree to blow into this thing. There's very, very few upsides to doing this, unless you haven't had any alcohol to drink at all for several hours. One of the things that the officer probably is not going to be prepared for would be a question or something like that regarding the straw, or regarding when the last time he calibrated this device that he wants to use on you. For the most part, these devices are not maintained by the state or by the sheriff's office. They're usually personal property of the police officer, or one that's issued to him. And when he got issued it, he was also issued a instruction manual. Now, if you went through this instruction manual, take my word for it, there is a paragraph, almost a complete little chapter in there, that tells the officer how to calibrate this device. And if it's not properly calibrated, then how in the world could you expect the results that he's going to read to be accurate and correct? The fact of the matter is, he doesn't care. Now, in order for him to calibrate it, you might ask him, "Officer, have you calibrated that, and can you at least tell me how you did that before I agree to blow?" He's probably not going to know how that was done, and he's going to stutter and stammer about it. But just so that you know, most likely he was also issued a canister of a concentrated gas that's got actually a 0.08 or a 0.02 standard, whatever they're testing for. And the fact of the matter is that at an appropriate time you plug these together, give it a measured squirt, that it'll always deliver a measured squirt, and then the machine can be tested to see if it measures the same thing that you know the concentrated amount is. So for the purposes of this video, I just want you to understand that if he asks you to blow into a device like this on the roadside, don't do it. I mean, it's just not going to be to your advantage. So you can ask him about when the last time it was calibrated? Can he provide you with a strip of straws so that you could maybe pick out one that you believe is clean and fresh? He's not prepared for any of those kinds of responses. He's going to look bad on the video very likely, and it's going to frustrate him to where he's going to mess up some more, and that's good for you in every DUI video and every DUI arrest. So I'll end this tape, and the next one will pick up with field sobriety.